Did you know that there is a punctuation mark used to signify irony or sarcasm that looks like a backward question mark? It's called the interrobang. Lettuce, that leafy green vegetable we all love, is actually a member of the sunflower family. Here's an interesting fact. Researchers have found that flossing your teeth can actually help your memory. Flossing prevents gum disease, which in turn prevents stiff blood vessels, ultimately reducing memory issues. Did you know that a cluster of bananas is called a hand? And continuing with that theme, a single banana is called a finger. If you're a fan of The Hobbit, you might find this intriguing. The book has been published in 2 editions, and in the first edition, Gollum willingly bet on his ring in the riddle game. For nearly 60 years, Texas didn't have an official state flag between 1879 and 1933. During that time, the Lone Star flag was active but unofficial. Here's a fun fact. A wildlife technician named Richard Thomas took the famous tongue twister, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, and calculated a rough estimate of what the answer would actually be. It came out to be around 700 pounds. Have you ever wondered why red Solo cups are such a common souvenir to bring back from the United States? Well, the novelty comes from these cups being used in many party scenes in movies. Swedish meatballs, a delicious dish loved by many, actually originated from a recipe that King Charles XIV brought back from Turkey in the early 1800s. Did you know that St. Lucia is the only country in the world named after a woman? It's a beautiful island in the Caribbean. Those cute furry bits inside a cat's ear are called ear furnishings. They not only ensure that dirt doesn't go inside but also help them hear well. In a surprising discovery, scientists found sharks living in an active underwater volcano. Unfortunately, divers cannot investigate because they would get burns from the acidity and heat. Here's an interesting astronomical fact. There are times when Pluto is actually closer to the Sun than Neptune. One of these timelines was from 1979 to 1999. Imagine living in a town with a population of 1. Well, in Nebraska, there is a town called Monowee, and the only resident is a woman who is the mayor, bartender, and librarian all in one. The Ethiopian calendar is 7.5 years behind the Gregorian calendar. Why? Well, it's because the Ethiopian calendar has 13 months. Back in 1994, the company that had a patent on gifts tried to charge a fee for using them. As an alternative, the PNG format was invented, and the company eventually backed down. China is making an interesting move to get more young people interested in renewable energy. They are spending a whopping $3 billion to build panda-shaped solar farms. Did you know that Mercury and Venus are the only 2 planets in our solar system that do not have any moons? It's a fascinating fact about our celestial neighbors. If you're a parent, you might find this interesting. The average American child is given $3.70 per tooth that falls out. That's quite a generous tooth fairy. When it comes to writing adjectives in order, did you know that you would list them by amount, value, size, temperature, age, shape, color, origin, and material? It's a helpful tip for proper adjective usage. The world's first motel was built in San Luis Obispo in 1925. When it opened, it cost only $1.25 for a 2-room bungalow with a kitchen and a private adjoining garage. And finally, here's a historical fact. Scotland was one of the few countries able to hold off being conquered by the Romans in the 1st century AD. These are just a few fascinating facts that make our world so intriguing. So keep exploring and discovering new things every day.